What's up? Thanks for joining us on another episode of Rooster Radio. I'm your host with the most, Kody with the K, and Michael. And
I'm your host, but I don't have the most.
well, you do in my heart. Today we're talking to a very special guest. And
special.
very extra special guest. And
We gotta meet all demographics.
yeah, you're right. Byron from Citycade. Welcome to the Rooster Studio.
What's up?
So, Citycade, it's an arcade in which you can play classic retro video games, and you also serve alcohol. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
But you can't call it.
You can't call it a barcade.
Can't call it a barcade.
That's
Yeah, you'll
like-
get a letter in the mail.
yeah,
That's copyrighted,
Yeah.
trademarked, whatever.
yeah.
Yep, you'll get a letter in the mail. Trust me, I know.
TM. You got a letter in the mail
I
from
did.
Interesting.
I used a barcade on Facebook,
Ah,
and I promptly got a letter from one of the barcades up north.
well, I've been making ShamWow references a lot, and I haven't
Yep.
gotten a letter from those guys. So I guess
Did you wear a blue shirt?
I did.
I don't know.
I guess it's just
Well, now you're going to get a letter.
now I'm gonna get a letter.
I'm gonna write you one personally.
Yeah. I played myself on that one. So
Played with yourself on that.
yeah, I did.
Easy.
So you
PG-13.
yeah, exactly. You've had this place open now for 3 to 5 years, I want to say.
Lord no.
No.
No?
17 months.
17 months.
Yeah.
I know you guys are fresh in town. It just feels like
17 months.
Well, that's a good place to start. Let's, for those who don't know Byron, who's probably everyone watching, Byron's been in downtown for a long time.
I have been.
He's been in downtown Gastonia for a long time, and I actually knew Byron before Citycade because I used to take my truck to his old shop. You want to talk for a minute about how
The olden days.
what you did and how
Yeah.
you got to where you're at now?
basically the origin story.
Yeah, let's hear the story.
Okay, so there was my mom. No, I'm just kidding. We won't go that
She
far.
met my dad.
Yeah.
They dated. No, so we owned a car stereo business back some 12 years now. We opened and we're in that business for 10 years. I just kind of was getting very worn with that business. So back in 2019, my wife and I were at the beach, and I was like, do I fish or cut bait? And I've been considering this all year, like, what do I do? And
Well, consider also that the car stereo business
it was changing.
big time.
Yeah, cars are changing, equipment's changing, customers were, oh my God, changing. So it was just to a point where you either have to commit and stay in this, or you have to go ahead and do something else. Or she and I,
Pivot.
yeah, we pivoted. So she and I had been talking about it for some years, that it would be really cool to have an arcade downtown. So when I went to the beach, I told her I'm gonna decide this week. So I sat on the beach and just looked at the water, and anytime that I wasn't doing anything, and we just thought deeply about it. Not to make that sound romantic or anything.
No, it is.
But
I love it.
I did a lot of thinking. So at the end of the week, I said, what do you think about doing this arcade thing? And she said, yes. So I was like, oh, it's on like Donkey Kong now. As a pun. That's a pun.
I like it.
So we worked to the end of the year to sell the business. So we sold it to another local shop and got rid of what we needed. And then Darren and I started in January to basically gut the shop. So we did a remodel. Went out, started buying games. I already had one that I had built some years ago, so I was familiar with everything and I'm an arcade kind of guy. But so anyway, we sourced a bunch of the stuff. We got all the equipment in there. We were just about to open. We were clearing the floor, and the governor came on and said that everybody was closed, as far as the pandemic goes. So the dumpster fire caught up with us, and we stayed closed for 4 months. And in July, after coming back from a trip in Nashville on my anniversary, driving back, I told my wife I'm not staying closed any longer. I don't care anymore.
Okay, Phil Collins.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't care
Yeah.
anymore.
That's right. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So that's the best part.
It is.
Yeah, so I got back and we basically opened July 11th in 20 because I was done waiting. And
we're glad that you were done waiting and finally opened because
we're still there.
And you guys are still there, and it's a great place to be. Now, originally, when you had the thought, did you think, okay, it's going to be an arcade, but we're also going to sell beers and drinks and stuff like that? Or did you have that original thought of...
There is kind of two out there. There's two types, and that's one that doesn't, and there's one that does.
Mm-hmm.
We were going down the road as one that doesn't, and then quickly learned that we were going to have to. So then we applied for all our licensing and picked up alcohol.
Because of the area?
I didn't see success with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I felt like it was going to fail. We were just getting the wrong vibe. You know, so.
Well, you guys make a, as the dude from Big Lebowski would put it, you guys make a hell of a Caucasian. So did you come up, because I've been to this place. I love this place. Both Michael and I both.
We're patrons.
We are patrons of the Citycade.
Citycade.
The Citycade. Yeah, drop the.
Trademark that.
Yeah, exactly. Did you come up with all the drink names? Because
actually did, yeah.
Something interesting about it is you've got like a Mrs. Pac-Man,
a Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Those are really good. Asteroid.
Yep. So we did try to theme those.
Yeah.
They are our own. We tried to make them 80s or arcade retro-ish kind of thing, since we are a retro bar. So when you come in, it's going to feel 80ish and some 90s. And we do play 80s, 90s, and 2000s music. Strictly, yeah. And we do have jukebox. You can play anything you want on there. Nobody's going to tell you not to. But we traditionally, as the normal music that's playing in there, it's 80s, 90s. Some 2000s. We have done some theme nights where the music has been all like 80s metal or all 80s rap
Or
punk. We've done a punk night.
Punk, right?
I am the old punk. I'm not as big on the newer punk, but when you're talking about Sex Pistols and Buzzcocks and stuff like that, and Ramones, Husker Du. Those are bands that I remember and like. Still listen to them.
Good old Henry Rollins.
Yeah, Rollins.
Well, it wouldn't be Rooster Radio without talking music a little bit. So I'm glad we got into your personal.
You do a couple of different cyclical type of things too. Like I know one of your big hits is karaoke, right?
We do karaoke on Friday nights, and we call that Fab Friday.
Hey.
And we have like a little picture that has like all 80s colors and stuff on when we did, because it was it's fab. But anyway, we're trying to be retro with it.
Yeah.
But we do karaoke that night, and we have some drink specials, and of course you can come play the arcade and that type of thing. So we have fun with it.
Yeah, and the wonderful thing about the arcade is you pay I think it's like $5.
$5.
And then you get your basically like
Unlimited.
a membership.
So your membership's $1. That's only the first time. We do need a license when you come so that we can get all that taken care of.
And that's not really by choice.
That's AOE.
Yeah, that's a North Carolina thing.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, if you're gonna own a bar in North Carolina and you're not gonna be a restaurant, that membership fee that you hear about when you go out, that's a law. We can't do anything about that.
Nothing.
But it's only $1.
They require you to have some cost. So we made ours $1 for 10 years in order to get over the hump or the law, so to speak, of what they wanted.
And then you have to keep digital records or paper records. It's
and
a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
We do it digitally. So you're going to come in one time, we're going to scan your license, set that up, and we're done. And then from there on out, then you just need your license to purchase alcohol, but like any other bar. But we do know who you are at that point, and if you have a membership, you're obviously 21. So... Anyhow, it's $1.
However, you can bring your kids.
You can
on certain times, right?
Yep, we do 5 to 8. we're open Wednesday through Saturday, and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. we allow children, so a member can bring their children with them. We do ask that you start kind of spinning down the activities 8-ish, 8:30-ish,
That's
because
usually bedtime.
it is for them, yes. But we don't. We're trying to not mix the bar crowd with children because we don't want to be the influence of some 6-year-old who learned something they shouldn't have learned at that age. But yes, so you can bring children from 5 to 8. Again, Wednesday through Friday, we open at 5. And then the $5 that you mentioned is a thing that you pay each time you come in order to play video games. It doesn't cover pinball, but they're $1 a game.
Yeah.
So, but it covers all the video games, consoles, whole 9 yards. So you can play unlimited for that amount of money.
Which is great.
It's dirt cheap.
Talk a little bit about the games, man. You've got some really cool games, guys. We're I feel like we're downplaying how awesome this place is right now, folks. Citycade has like all the classic stuff that you want to play, and I myself, my favorite video game is NBA Hang Time. In fact, before Citycade opened, I had a conversation with Byron. Mm-hmm. You remember, I told him you have to get NBA Hang Time, and I'm pretty sure he got it just for me. And it's awesome, right? So tell them about what other games people can come play and things like that.
Well, there's a million titles, so there's no way to own all that stuff unless you're the largest arcade in the country. But and we're not. So, but we do have a fair amount of games. You are talking about your classics, your Asteroids, your Pac-Man, your Galaga, your Miss Pac-Man. Our Miss Pac-Man is the turbo version, so it's even faster. You've got your Dig Dugs. You got your Mortal Kombat 2. Your 4-slot Neo Geo console that allow you to play 4 different games. Art of Fighting's in that. We have a Street Fighter 2. We've got a driving game, bowling, golf. So there's a number of things in there that you can play. We even have a multicade because we know we can't have everything due to space. So that has 1,300 games on it. So you can play any number of things on there. So if it's not in our lineup, it's probably in that. And then we have an N64 console on one wall and a Sega Genesis console on another wall. We hope to add more of the consoles at some point. And we're always looking for a new video game to stuff in there. So, and we have some things in the back that is either in repair or being built. So there's always something going on.
And speaking of, as a longtime patron of Citycade,
3 or 4 years actually.
Well, I mean, it just feels like
This
that.
before he could drink. I mean,
I know, right?
yeah, he couldn't even drink back then.
I mean, it just feels like that because I've been going up there tons for as long as I can. Maybe I have short-term memory loss.
At least like 3 months.
At least like 3 months at least. No, but I had an old arcade machine, like one-up cabinet that I wasn't using, and I gave it to you. Mm-hmm. On the basis of, I need to clear space.
Yep.
I enjoyed it for a little while, and then it collected dust. What's happening to that machine right now?
Okay, so the cabinet that you donated to me, we have built for a friend of mine's son for Christmas, and we changed out all the equipment. Well, put in all the equipment because there wasn't any in it. But LCD monitor, control panel, had to build that, game system, whatnot. And he's going to have a 60 classic game set up in it.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's going to go to a good home, and he'll be, like, uber stoked on Christmas Day for that. So you passed it on for a great purpose.
I'm really glad that's what it's being used for,
Yep. Yep.
And it just shows your involvement in the community and with your patrons. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what, not to harp on us, but that's kind of what we hope to do. We hope to,
build family
within the community because it's very important to for our area, for downtown.
Right.
And the fact that you've already got that fire started for us, that's great, man. And we're actually doing some stuff with you. At the moment, we've got a show coming up as like the Rooster Presents at Citycade. And that's going down on New Year's Eve, right?
We are having, Brent Cates come out, and he's going to sing for us from 8
I was gonna say shout out to Brent Cates.
Shout out,
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
on the show last year or earlier this year, I should say.
Yeah.
Brent was on the show.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had a band, and it got kind of, some things happened, and it didn't work out. So you guys turned us on to Brent, and we booked him, and we've leveled up. I mean, this is going to be awesome. I think our patrons are going to love it. So on New Year's Eve, we're doing a masquerade party.
Nice.
So you need to wear your half mask, or
yeah.
come dressed, for a masquerade party. But we're going to do that. We're going to have Brent hit the stage at, I think he told me 9. Pretty sure the schedule's 9.
9 to midnight.
Yeah,
I
9 to
believe.
midnight.
Yeah.
Yep. He'll play till midnight. We'll do a ball drop. Everybody gets champagne, and then you're welcome to hang out after that as long as you want. Obviously, till North Carolina allows us. But we should make a pretty good go at it, and we're gonna have all free arcade games that night. So
Nice.
we'll throw that in on top of it. Drink specials, food stuff, all that.
Yeah.
So it should be a good night.
I'm glad you said food because you guys make a hell of a nacho. I mean, I can't get over them, especially with the jalapenos in there.
The jalapeno.
The jalapeno.
Was the plan to always serve food, or did that happen because of necessity?
No, we wanted to do some type of food, even when we were just talking about it being an arcade. But when we added alcohol, it was a definite we were going to do food. We're not classified as a restaurant, so that's why there is the club membership that has to be in place.
Yeah, I don't want to dig too deep into like the the business of things, but we're not playing. We don't want to be a restaurant, right? Like, because a lot of people have asked me,
and we didn't either.
You gonna serve food? You want to serve food? I'm like, we'll have something to eat, but I'm sure you probably feel the same way. I don't want you to come to the Rooster for dinner. I want you to come to the Rooster to be entertained.
Sure.
Much like Citycade, you're going to Citycade to play games and have fun.
Yeah.
But we know how it goes. You go, you have a few beers, and next thing you know, you forgot dinner. Hey, I'm hungry. I need something to eat.
Yeah.
And so we'll have something. We're not going to put a full kitchen in.
Fritos and nachos.
Yeah.
Fritos
Well,
and nachos.
We'll have like nachos, hot pretzels, maybe some. I am going to put a popcorn machine in the bar. Don't steal my idea.
We already
If you see
do
a popcorn
popcorn.
machine
We
in
already do
Citycade-
popcorn.
Oh man.
I beat you.
They got it first.
But so yeah, you could grab a bite to eat, and the food's good. Like Kody says, I mean, Kody he talks about these nachos all the time.
I really do.
Like-
And hot dogs, man. Even the hot dogs, like
We make a pretty mean hot dog.
Frankfurter.
oh for sure, man.
Frankfurter, yes.
Frankfurter or Frankenfurter?
Yeah,
Frankenfurter.
Frankenfurter. That's yeah. That's from a play, right?
It is. It's a musical.
That what's the name?
That's a Rocky
The
Horror Picture
Rocky
Show.
Horror. Yep.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror. Yep.
It's only like the biggest musical that's ever been made.
I know, man. The only musical I really like is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny, the movie.
That's good.
It's a really good musical. You can watch that over and over again.
Speaking of musicals, do you know if they play that still in Charlotte? Rocky Horror?
Rocky Horror.
They actually just did it.
So
and-
the last time I went to go see Rocky Horror probably 5 years ago, up in Concord, at not the it wasn't at the IMAX at the mall. It was at the Concord Theater. They were at their movie theater. It was terrible.
Really?
I hate to put down on other theaters and stuff like that, but it was absolutely terrible.
I remember back in the 90s, there was somebody doing it every weekend. And I don't know where that was. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I the first time I saw it was probably 10 years ago, live, 10 or 12 years ago, up in Raleigh at the Neighborhood Theater in Raleigh. And so I had high hopes for going to go see it again because things come up, and a lot of times it comes around Halloween, and you always have something that comes up at Halloween. But about 5 years ago, I got really hyped up and was going to go see it again in Charlotte, up in Concord, and a lot of the crowd interactions had evolved into, at the time, right before the big election that happened, everything became really political, and it just completely destroyed the environment that Rocky Horror, at least I thought was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Actors Theater of Charlotte did it recently, and I'm going to shout out my buddy Chris who played the character of Frank Infurter in Rocky Horror, because he did the Cuckoo's Nest with me, and at Little Theater Gastonia, and shout out to Little Theater Gastonia as well. Yeah. Every night after rehearsal, we gathered at Citycade.
You did, and real quick, be sure to buy tickets at the Little Theater. They need you. Arts like that, they don't get a lot of support.
They don't, and that's why I made it a point.
Butts off.
We do.
Well, I mean, not only that, just you remember next time you're sitting around the house thinking to yourself, "There's nothing to do." Mm-hmm. You're wrong. There's so much to do in this area.
You just have to look it up.
You
have to do the work. Yeah. You have to get out your phone. Oh, it's so hard. You got to type in things to do.
To type.
Yeah, really. You could just talk to it.
You can say, "Hey Google, hey Siri, what's happening in town?" And that's something that we do want to do. Like, we do our best to promote other people's events when we can and things like that. Because the fact of the matter is, I think that there's something in people's heads to where they feel they need to go to like a big city downtown to be entertained, or you need to have some national, worldwide renowned act coming through to go have a good time. And that's so not true.
No.
Some of the most fun I've ever had at shows have been at local shows. I mean, sure, I've had a blast at these big, huge productions in big stadiums and amphitheaters, but the one thing that those big shows don't have is that human connection that you get from a small
intimacy.
And close, that intimacy you get in a small venue, where you're right there in front of the person performing, and and what makes it better is when the person performing is just pouring their heart out on stage.
Oh yeah, dude.
And you're getting all that emotion just coming out, just like the play, the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on sitting in the front row, but my daughter wanted to sit in the front row. And we're sitting in the front row, and all this emotion just coming out of the actors as they perform. And it's such a better experience than sitting way the hell up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, don't get in the nosebleeds.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting all that right in front of you. It's hard not to be emotional and get some sort of reaction out of that. Mm-hmm. And that's just like you guys bring in entertainment. The Little Theater does plays. Just get out of your house and experience life.
Exactly. And now with the ballpark downtown, that's only going to make it better. I can really see the downtown Gastonia area, especially, with what Citycade's doing, what we hope to do with the theater. Like, all of that stuff kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, imagine you're in your 20s and you just met some chick or some dude, whatever you prefer, and you want to impress them, and you take them to a ball game on a hot summer night, and you leave the ball game, and you're having such a good time, you don't want that night to end.
You go catch a show.
Go catch a show. Line. Yep. Walk up Main and go check out Citycade and play video games for a couple hours.
Yep.
Yeah. Play pinball, Have a few drinks. Come to a show at the Rooster. Go to Cavendish and try a craft brew. Like,
good local brew.
So much to do in Gastonia. It drives me insane when people act like there's nothing to do around here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's more to do than Belmont.
I agree. Yes, you're right.
Belmont's just.
Unless you're just a drunk.
I don't want to take anything away from Belmont.
Yeah.
But Belmont is the buzzword, and there is actually more to do in Gastonia.
It's all bars in Belmont. It's all bars in Belmont. I said Belmont. It's all bars in Belmont.
The Belmont.
Yeah.
Have you another beer there, Michael?
Cheers.
Cheers.
But you mentioned the Fuse. Real quick, if you go to a Fuse game, just bring your phone with your electronic ticket stub, show it to us at Citycade. You play for free.
Wow.
How about that?
We've been offering that all season.
I didn't even know about
that's
that.
a benefit to piggyback off of the game.
Yeah.
If you go spend your money at the game, thank you for coming to downtown Gastonia. Come see us. We're then going to give you free arcade games that night.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
We're going to do something similar on Fridays. So
ride the scooter down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because the little bird scooters.
The Death Bird.
I love them.
Death Bird.
We're going to do a similar thing when we get open. Our entertainment on Fridays and Saturdays, those will be the nights that we're actually charging people to come to shows. We'll be open Wednesday through Saturdays, just like you. But Wednesday, Thursdays, will be stuff that there's no cover. So on Fridays and Saturdays, what we want to do is to foster this downtown vibe. If you go have dinner at Webb, or you go to Citycade, or you go to a game, if you bring your receipt and show that you've already spent money in downtown, we'll cut the price in half. So if it's a $10 cover, $5 gets you in the door.
Yeah.
Just to again, to bolster up downtown Gastonia and be a part of the family.
Yeah,
so
we've been trying to do things like that since we've been open, and obviously to help us, but we also want to help you, and we want to help the other company or business that we're dealing with. And I fully expect when you guys get really rolling that we will work something out that's mutual between the two of us, so that we can share our clientele as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I want y'all there. I want you to stay there. Same with us, So
well, there's only one place in downtown that hasn't been as receptive as you and Charlotte. Shout out to Charlotte at Cavendish, who runs the brewery there. Shout out to Mike and Chelsea at Gaston Poorhouse.
They're all awesome.
They've been very awesome, and so we in Webb, of course. Everybody. I mean, look, fact of the matter is, all these places that are available to you are there because somebody took a risk.
Yes.
Just like you. You put it all on the line. You had a business. You were making.
I had a
money.
working business that was profitable.
Yeah, and you were like, well, something's got to change here, and you took a big risk, and thank God you did, because Citycade's awesome.
Citycade is
I appreciate that. I hear that often, and I appreciate everybody that thinks that. We're still just a work in progress, though. So, we'll continue to keep working on it and evolving it best we can.
Does this mean there's room for expansion?
There's
Is there talks of expansion? Can you give us a
maybe
spoiler?
sometime.
Okay.
I don't know when.
Okay.
Obviously, that comes as it's necessary.
He's tight-lipping us.
Yeah,
I am tight-lipping you because I don't
stonewalling me, man.
Yeah.
You don't want to say something and not be able to do
I don't
it.
wanna
God
commit.
knows I've learned that lesson.
Overpromise, underdeliver is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
good,
yeah.
man.
No.
So
Always under promise.
yeah. That's well. Hopefully, if you do get the chance to do that, I think it would be great.
Well, we're currently working on our patio. You don't see it right now, but we have purchased some large spools that we're going to use for some tabling and some perimeter type stuff that we're going to be able to expand how that thing's laid out. We're putting our cornhole boards out now.
Nice.
We probably should have done that during the summer, but
I mean,
I don't know what I was
Be
thinking.
careful with the cornhole, man.
It was honestly buried, so we would have had to dig it out. But
Well, just don't start promoting cornhole tournaments, because you're going to get...
you're gonna get frat boys in there.
Yeah.
That's a whole different clientele.
Yeah, it's a
Be able to mess around with other people's cornholes gets real shady sometimes.
we've never had a tournament, but it's there for fun.
It's like
we
dollar
do-
beer night.
Yeah, we do plan on putting some type of fire pit out.
Hey,
So
nice.
that'd be nice just to kind of sit around it. I mean, obviously we got to make it safe so nobody gets hurt. But I mean,
Get
that's
another
the
email
plan.
from the fire department.
Come on, man, that's ridiculous.
One of these days we'll tell that story.
Yeah.
Let me get open first before I start putting people on blast.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit much. But I mean, we're just trying to do things as we go and make it better, fine tune it. If you don't know, we've offered draft now, and we've reconfigured the bar. So all that has changed, and that was the last big thing. Other than we did finally get our sign finished. So there's been some
It's
projects.
a beautiful sign out there.
is.
You've got pictures up on social media of it.
Yeah.
But big.
Yeah.
Look, go check this place out.
I was just fixing to say,
Yeah.
follow us on Instagram, Citycade Gastonia, and then follow us on Facebook. It's just Citycade there. But both of those are active, and we're on them about every day. So
Very responsive, I think it says
it
under
does
your
say that.
Yeah. Which is great, man.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, it comes to my hip.
Yeah. Buzz going
And my
on.
wife's like, "Why is your phone always buzzing?"
Well, we got patrons, potential, patrons hitting us up. I'm excited to go to Citycade. Can we go now to Citycade? Well, you guys
Come on,
aren't
let's go.
open.
I'll go with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Let's go play some
Let me
games.
mention something real quick, because it sounds like you're spinning down. But on December 18th, we're also doing a ugly Christmas sweater party. We're going to give away a $50 gift certificate to the best homemade one. That means buy you an old sweater and then decorate it yourself. But we encourage all, whether they're bought or built, we don't care. Just come. We are going to do a free arcade that night again. We are going to have a drink special that night. And we're going to have Mike D and the Rhythm Kings there that night as well. So if you've not seen them, they're really, really, really good. And then Brent will be on our New Year's Eve party 2 weeks after that. We do karaoke on Fridays.
Fab
Fridays.
Fab Fridays.
Yeah. We are likely going to change our Thursdays over to something that is all men. As far as like free gaming for men that night. We had been doing it for ladies, but it has typically been a sausage party, so we're gonna give it back to the men. We're gonna give you a benefit. So it looks like that we're gonna start that, yeah. So we got several things in the works going on.
So, in other words, there's a lot happening at Citycade.
There really is.
And don't forget, you can take your kids.
Yep.
You can take your kids.
Till about 8:30.
Go have dinner.
It's friendly. It's a friendly place.
Yeah,
I hear it all the time that it's not like going to a bar and getting in some dirty, type of crusty place where people are
in.
It's a place where memories are made. Tell the story you told me about the older couple that came in.
Oh, okay. So, for y'all that don't know, we had a similar situation or talk like this a week ago, and we were talking about a couple that had come in. They never knew we were there. They were like 50 something, 60 maybe, and they just typed in arcade and found us, and spun by just to check it out. And they ended up buying some memberships and time to play video games. And they were there all night. So they kept coming up to the bar like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I haven't played this game in years, and blah, blah, blah. They just had a blast. So it was good to see someone even that age to come by, have a good time, whatnot.
They just stumbled upon you on the internet and was like, hey, Gertrude, you want to go play some video games?
The interwebs.
Yeah. And they spent the whole night there. Yeah, that's really awesome.
They had a blast.
I love how you think people that are 50 years old are named Gertrude.
Yeah.
How old are you, Michael?
I'm naming my daughter Gertrude, damn it.
It's like they walked in and got transported like back in time. That's how I feel when I go in there.
Yes, that's exactly what it's like. It's like a time capsule.
Yeah, it's a meld. You got new and old, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a perfect mixture. It's not too much, It's like, wow. Like
we do not have a fish table.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware.
No fish.
There are no skill games.
Yeah. And no spades either. No playing cards.
No playing cards. We're not
Maybe
betting.
a poker tournament down the road, something like that.
No.
You don't want that crap
Maybe
either?
a Mario Kart tournament.
Yeah.
That I can get down with.
Yeah. I'll see you on Rainbow Road.
Yep.
I call Bowser.
I call Yoshi.
Bowser.
I'm Yoshi.
Who's your character, Josh?
Princess Peach.
I typically go with the princess. Because it's a whole lot better when the princess kicks your ass.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Well, Byron, thanks for coming on the show today, man. Is there anything you want to leave our viewers out there with?
Oh, man. Support these guys. They're working their butt off to get something going downtown. Downtown Gastonia is blowing up. It has been a long time coming, but there are merchants there. There are restaurants there. You've got places like they're going to open up that will be there. You got places like us that are there. You've got other bars that are there. So things are coming. But the two things that are going to cause downtown to jump off is going to be when they get the Trenton apartment complex done and when they get the Center City apartment complex built. Finished as well. Traffic. You will have a ton of foot traffic downtown, and you're going to see the biggest burst go on down there when that takes place.
And remember, it just, I got to say, to piggyback on that, support these local businesses, not just us, but Citycade and Poorhouse and Cavendish.
Yep.
Because if you don't,
visit us all.
And everything you hate about big time cities is going to happen.
Yes.
Corporate man's going to come and take it all over if you don't support the small businesses. So, support Citycade, and then support us when we get open.
Please.
Yep. Yep.
Please,
Yeah.
please love
Definitely.
us.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, and I love to see it, man. It's like we're talking about all these other businesses and like supporting each other. It doesn't have to be like a, like standing from afar, like, oh, they have this,
Yeah.
and they have
Yeah.
that.
Rising tide, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Rising
You know what I
tide.
mean? We
Yeah.
all succeed together, and I think that's the thing that we should leave you guys with. So come downtown and visit all of our places whenever we get open.
That's
visit
right.
us. But more importantly, get your butt over to Citycade and play some games.
New Year's Eve, Brent
18th,
Cates.
31st, Brent Cates.
That's right. Let's do it. So we'll see you guys
In a couple days.
in a couple
ya.
days.